Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Well, this morning I woke up and looked at my alarm clock, which is electric, and it was black. And it's like, oh, took me a minute. I had to think about it. What's going on? Is it unplugged? And it's like, oh no, the power went out. I don't know why we didn't have any big storms that I know of, unless it happened while I was sleeping, which is possible. But anyway, yeah, our power was out this morning. So by the time I decided to roll out of bed, which was about half hour, 45 minutes later, it was back on. So that's good. But it's, I think, going to be a kind of a gloomy day today. I mean, it's not terrible. I see some sky, but big, huge fall clouds, dark. So we're only going to have a high of 62 today. I don't know what happened there, but that's good. I kind of welcome the cooler weather right now, but it's way too wet to work in the garden because it finally did rain. Thank goodness for that. And we really needed it. So I think I might go back to Dollar Tree today, but I'm going to a different Dollar Tree to see if I can get my cortisone cream and things like that to stock up on there. It's not much further than the Dollar Tree I went to yesterday, but this is a bigger Dollar Tree. So hopefully they'll have that stuff in stock. I don't know if people are thinking the same way I'm thinking of, I better stock up on some provisions for my health. But, I mean, they were totally wiped out of my other Dollar Tree. And I'm actually close to several Dollar Trees. So, if one doesn't have it, maybe another one will, or I don't know, maybe it's a problem with their ability to get supplies. I don't know. But anyway, it's not far, so I won't be wasting a whole lot of gasoline getting there. So yeah, no garden work today, but it's going to warm up again up into the upper 70s and 80s. So I think we're going to have an early winter this year. Not that that makes me happy. Fall could go on for a very long time, and I would be totally happy with that. So, I didn't spend a ton of money shopping yesterday. I mean, I bought what I wanted, but a lot of it was just stuff to stock up, just to make sure that if it is a bad winter and I can't get out, because we do tend to get a lot of snow here sometimes. We're not as bad as Buffalo. Sometimes storms blow over and they dump everything on Buffalo. So, but we do get a lot of snow sometimes. The last couple of winters, anyway, have been fairly mild with not a lot of snow, and I didn't even really mind it too much. But they're predicting with, what is it, El Nino, that we're going to have a bad winter here by the Great Lakes. So we'll see. But I don't want to be caught without my provisions that I need. Cheers. So I'm having the Rise coffee alternative again today. I'm trying to get ahead of stomach issues. So I've been trying baking soda, which has been working, seems to have been working okay. And then a viewer of mine recommended some after meal supplements, and they actually have fermented something or other in there, and it's Super Papaya Plus, So it's the after meal supplement. It's a digestive aid. And so far, I like it. I only ordered a small one this time because I didn't know if it would work, and I've got lots of supplements as it is. So, but you take 3 after a meal. Yeah. Or with a meal. And it's no big deal. Sometimes when you get the digestive enzymes that you take before meals, you're supposed to take them a half an hour before a meal. It isn't always convenient because you're out somewhere or you forget, and then it's like, oh shoot, I forgot to take the enzymes. So that's what I like about these, and I'm going to try them out and see, and if I really like them and they work for me, then I'll get the bigger bottle of it. So I got it on Amazon. The little bottle was about $6 and something. But anyway, so I'm still trying to think of, since the power was out this morning, I was thinking, well, how am I going to make my coffee this morning? I could have, if the power would have stayed out, I have my little butane stove that I could heat up some water with, so that would be good. But I really, really need to get a solar generator, one of those power pack things, because my biggest concern is always my freezer food. My number one concern, if it's winter, is heat, and my number 2 concern is my freezer food. Now, if it's super cold out, I could put it outside so that it stays frozen. But that would require me that would be a big undertaking. And then there's always the chance that an animal might get in it. So that would not be my first choice. But yeah, I really need to look into a solar generator. Now, as far as the solar part of it is, if we don't have much sun going on, that's not going to help much. But I want to get one that I can plug in to charge it, so that when I do have power, it'll be charged and ready to go. As far as lights go, I'm good with that. I can always bring in some of my solar little pathway lights and use those. I have candles, of course, and I also have oil lamps, which reminds me that I have to order more fuel. So I have some, but I think I could bolster that up a little bit. So, okay, well, I'm going to drink my coffee and figure out what I'm going to do today. And I will meet you over there at the budget book in a second, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Right, here I am back at my budget book. Since I didn't do the budget book on Thursday, I have to play a little catch up. So Thursday I didn't spend any money, but Friday I did. So I went shopping with my mom, and then I went shopping by myself, and I got some things, some provisions, some prepping things. So I showed you yesterday what I bought. And now today I'm thinking of going back to the Dollar Tree, like I said, and seeing if the other Dollar Tree has what I need. So it got me thinking this morning when the power was out. It's like, well, how am I going to make my coffee? And I could do a cold brew, Or I have instant, but I'd need some warm water for that. But I thought, what would be the easiest way? I don't have like a propane grill anymore. I have an electric grill. So, but I do have a really small one. Kind of looks like a little Jetson thing. It came out years ago where the sides would fold up, but I haven't used that in years. So I really need to check that out and see if that still works. But it also got me to thinking that I need to buy more of those small containers of propane fuel. Like I said yesterday, I'm thinking about buying a bigger, what is that? How many gallons is the big one? I don't even remember, but it's like $60 for that, and I think that was at Mark's. So they're not cheap, but I thought I'd have an extra one on hand, and they had a ton of them there, and I'm thinking, oh, what's going on here? Yeah, so people are thinking about, what if scenarios, and they're, I think they're stocking up on those things just to see if people are going to buy them. And I don't want to wait until it's a panic situation. I want to just, if it's in the winter and I can't get out and something goes awry, I just want to sit and think about, I don't need to worry because I have what I need. But I do like to have the smaller tanks as well so I don't have to use the big one. The big ones I would use for heat because I do have a couple of heaters, propane heaters that I bought over a couple years' time in case I need heat in the winter. So, please prepare yourself as best you can, and if you need the money, go to the food bank and use that money for buying things to make yourself safe in your home. And, forego the grocery shopping for a little bit until you get yourself enough things prepped. Use your food bank for food. So, anyway, that's where I save my biggest amount of money is on food. Because I have a system going and it works great for me. And now I'm to the point where I basically, most of the time, just replace what I've already used. But I would like to get a little bit heavier on the stocking up of canned goods. And I'm not going to buy, beefaroni and prepared soups. I'm just going to buy the canned vegetables, canned potatoes, canned vegetables, and then I can combine those and just heat them up and make them into a soup. And I could use the broth from the canned vegetables to actually make the soup broth too. So I want to stock up more on canned potatoes and canned mixed vegetables, because there you get your most nutrition out of those. And then, if you dehydrate, then you can always add greens to it, which I'm going to dehydrate a bunch of greens that I bought for $1 yesterday at Mark's. I already have some that I dehydrated, but I need more, and then I can add that for additional nutrition to the soup. And I also bought some textured vegetable protein, which I can also add to the soup, along with beans. So I want to also stock up more on canned beans, whatever I decide I want. You don't need 100 varieties of canned beans unless that's what you want. But, pick a few that you like and get a couple dozen cans of beans, and then you can add that for additional protein. You can always stir an egg into it and make like an egg drop soup. So it's good to have that on hand. Powdered egg mix, powdered milk, all that stuff lasts a very long time. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on stocking up. Now I'm not going to go crazy, but I want at least a month's worth of food so that we have enough provisions. So, yeah, and that all costs money, and I know a lot of you just don't have it, but very slowly, even if you buy 2 or 3 extra cans of beans when you do go to the store, and rely on the food bank and use that to start building up a stash, even if it's something that isn't your favorite thing to eat, if you can use it for the long term, then keep it as a stash and don't just give everything away because it's not your favorite food. So that's what I'm doing, and I pray to God we never need it, but even if we don't need it for an emergency situation, I like having the extra stock for when the weather turns bad, because the older I get, it's going to start getting harder for me to go out and get what I need. So, and I don't want my children to have to constantly go grocery shopping for me. So if I have the food in the house already, then I'll be fine. And when I broke my hip, I wasn't infirm that I was, had to lay in bed, because it was a hip replacement, because I broke that when the dogs knocked me over. It wasn't that I tripped and fell. The dogs knocked me over. But I was able to get up and move around, and, I had a walker that I walked with, but I could feed myself. So those things, I couldn't drive, so I couldn't go out, and I didn't want to bother my kids. They would be more than happy to pick up things for me if I needed them. That's not an issue. But for me, I didn't want to bother them because I know they're very busy. They all work full time. They have families, so I don't want to be an added burden to that. We got to take care of Mom now too. So, when the time comes, that's a different story. But right now, I don't want to give them a big honey-do list, and I don't want to, I need this and I need that. I'm a very independent woman. I always have been, and I want to remain that way as long as I possibly can. So that means I have to plan ahead, which I'm doing. And, if you don't have the room, if you live in an apartment, you can always store food under your bed, put it all in plastic bins as best you can. You can go to Walmart and get buckets. They have the 5-gallon buckets for $2 in their bakery department. They just throw them away. So I go there, and they have smaller ones and they have bigger ones, and I buy their buckets, and that's something that you can stack one on top of the other in a corner of the room somewhere. And it doesn't look horrible. It's not like you have 20 different things everywhere. So do the best you can, use your imagination. It's like, how can I do this in a good way that it's not going to be too intrusive in my life, but so that I have what I want and what I need. So anyway, that's my little talk on prepping for today and some of the ideas that I've had and some of the things I've done. And so, yeah, I have to see if I feel like going to Dollar Tree again. I might. So, well, I'll be back a little later and we'll chat a little more. Well, I'm still here. I decided not to go to Dollar Tree today. What I did instead was I put in a Walmart order. Not for the things that I want at Dollar Tree, but still stocking up and getting ready for winter. So I'll show you my haul once it's delivered. They're going to deliver it this afternoon. I figured I might as well take advantage of the Walmart delivery. Since I signed up for that, that was half price when I signed up, so that's a good deal. I mean, for me, I think even if I pay the $98 a year, it would be worth it, because I don't buy as much. I don't, look around and shop for things that I don't need. So anyway, a lot of the things that I bought are canned goods and things to drink, because you'll need that too. But we drink up the beverages that I buy. So I wanted to read a couple quotes today because I like this book. It's by, I keep forgetting, M. Prefontaine. And these two quotes kind of can go together. Actually, there's three of them I want to read. One of them says, "The difference between stumbling blocks and stepping stones is how you use them." I never thought about that, but that's so true. Absolutely true. Some people, they take a situation and turn it around and make it work for them. They just don't give up and say, oh, this is terrible and I can't do it. So they're the people that are successful, and that's the big difference between success and failure. Another quote, that was by Anonymous. Another quote is, "You are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream." That's true, I mean, in my head, I'm not as old as my body says I am. I quit mentally aging at around the age of, I still feel like I'm like around 40 in my head. 40 was a great age. I was still young enough and strong enough physically that I could do anything. And I knew how to problem solve. I got the things that I wanted, and I did the things that I had to do. So for me, my mental aging stopped around 40. But not my gaining of wisdom. That did not stop. So I've continued to learn over the years from books, from platforms like YouTube, from looking things up on the internet, from reading and talking to people. You can get a lot of knowledge talking to people, watching people. It's like, oh, look what that guy did. And he fell on his face over one of those stumbling blocks. And I'm not doing what that guy did. I'm going to do it differently. So you can learn a lot by watching other people and how what they do and how their outcomes come out. And if they're successful, there's nothing that says you can't copy what they do. So that was by C.S. Lewis, that quote. And then the last quote is, "If you can change your mind, you can change your life." And that's by William James. And that is so true. You need to think about different ways of doing things, and maybe that requires you to move somewhere else or get a different job or hang out with different people. that are more supportive of you rather than always the same old, same old. You know, you can change your life starting the next second. You know, if you put your mind to it and you figure out where it is you want to be in your life, you can take steps to get there rather than sitting there in place and just, you know, having a woe is me attitude. That's not going to get you anywhere. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. And then, like I said, this morning when the power went out, by the way, cheers, I'm thinking, oh shoot, how am I going to make my coffee? So, I mean, I do have my little, it's not butane, it's it's butane, it's not propane. I do have my little stove, and I thought, oh, that's kind of a pain in the neck to get that out unless it's going to be for, you know, a longer term. Then I would get that out, set it up, and put it on my kitchen stove, on my cooktop, and I would use that to cook. But I thought, oh, you know, what the heck, it would be nice to have something really for a real quick cup of coffee, something that I didn't have to drag out 100 things. So I went looking on Amazon, and I see where they have these little portable cook stoves. And they're really nice because they're very small and compact, and it's something that you can take on a hiking trip. And I thought that would be perfect. And there was one that I found that was $49 and a 20% off coupon. So I thought that's even better. So I think I'm going to maybe order one of those. And then they have those portable coffee makers. I found one on Amazon where you can either use a pod or you can refill the K-cup, either or. And you just kind of put the hot water in and then you push it down. And I thought, well, if my little coffee maker isn't working because I have no electricity, I thought that would be perfect. And that's $29. So between the two, you know, it's going to be a little bit of an investment, but I think it would be worth it. You know, even if you go camping or something, and you know, something like that would come in very handy. So anyway, I was thinking too, you know, I almost got yesterday when I was at Mark's, they had a pizza oven, but it was electric, and I thought, I don't want an electric pizza oven. I want something that I can use fuel with, because if the power goes out, it's not going to do me any good. And I already have an electric grill out there, so that I could make pizza on too. So I thought, well, I looked on Amazon for something similar to that too, because I've been wanting one for quite a while, and I thought I could use that as a grill too if I leave it open. So I don't know, I'm looking into that and just trying to think ahead. And sometimes you have to kind of play out a scenario, like a what if scenario, and try going a whole day without using electricity. Try using alternate things that you might have and see if it works. That way you'll have a good plan in place before it actually happens, and you're just going around turning in circles going, now what? So anyway, I think practicing not having electricity might be a good thing. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you think I'm nuts. But be nice. So, okay. I'll be back when my Walmart order comes in. All right. Well, here is my Walmart order. I just wanted to finish stocking up for winter and emergencies and all that, so these things will all be going into my stash. I got this big thing of instant white rice. I figured if the grid is down, it won't take long at all to cook this. So I got the big box of that. It's 42 ounces. And I'm not going to give you all the prices. You can look online if you're interested. But it was like $4 and something. Then I stocked up a little bit more on my winter medications if needed. I got some cough syrup. I got some sore throat spray. And I got daytime and nighttime acetaminophen. And there's 12 in each one. I figured for aches and pains or fevers. So pretty much, other than what I need to get at Dollar Tree, my lager of medications is complete. I got another one of these for the dogs. They get one of these when I go somewhere, and then they know Mama's going to be gone for a while. Isn't this a pretty candle? It's pumpkin spice, and I got it from Dollar Tree a while ago on another haul, and it's got this lid that goes over it. So I'm going to be saving this jar when I'm done with the candle. So moving on to my haul, I got 3 of these pizza crust mixes. I figured if I get a pizza oven, that'll come in handy. I can use that as a grill then too. I got about 10 of these strawberry, not all strawberry, mixed flavors of these waters. My grandson and I like these, and if there's a grid down situation, at least we'll have something to drink. So other than water, I have plenty of water too, and I have a rain barrel, and there's a pond down the street, so I have a Berkey, so we're good on the water. I ordered 2 of these canisters. That'll go in the garage in my stash, and if I need it, I think I have 4 out there now. So now altogether I have 6, and I can either use those for cooking or for heat or for lots of different things. So I got that. Then I got 6 of each of these things, and one of the cans had a mishap, so I'm going to keep this one out and use it, and that is the mixed chili beans, and I figured I can use those to make soups, and I can use them to make chili. So I got 6 of each of these, 6 Great Northern beans, 6 pinto beans, 6 of the mixed chili beans. I got the seasoned black beans. I figured that will save me a little bit on seasoning. I got the cannellini beans, 6 of those, 6 sliced potatoes, 6 whole potatoes. I figured I could always cut these, dice them, whatever I need. But these are great for frying, like in the morning for breakfast potatoes or with eggs. And then I got 6 mixed vegetable medley, because the medley has potatoes in it too, and I wanted something with some carbs in it. So corn has carbs, and I mean all these vegetables do, but that way I already have potatoes in there for a soup. And then they were kind of out on the rye bread that I wanted, so I just got this one. It's great value. It was like $2 something. I don't quite remember how much it was, and I've never tried this one before, so I like rye bread once in a while. So anyway, all these canned things were under $1. So I'm pretty well stocked up now. And, you know, this should at least last me all winter if need be. So, and I figured having canned beans, I have a lot of beans that are not canned, that are just regular beans, but I'm not going to be cooking beans in a grid down situation because that would take a lot of fuel. So I'll use those for just regular bean dishes. But I thought it would be a great thing to have a stash of canned beans, and I do use canned beans every now and then. So that was my Walmart stocking up for the winter and for emergencies haul. And it was like between $80 and $90 by the time everything was added up. So, all right, that is my haul. And let me know down in the comments if there's things that you would add to this that I haven't thought of, because I certainly don't think of everything. But I think I have a fairly well-rounded lager now. So that's it. Well, I just put everything away, sort of. I still have to put up all the shelving down there and put everything in order. So, but that's a project after I get my garden done. Oh, there's no end. There's no end. You know, sometimes I think people are onto something when they say, you know what, I don't want to own a house. I just want to live in an apartment and be done with it. But I'm not going to do that. I can't have 3 dogs in an apartment. I can't have a garden in an apartment. The things that I like to do, for me, I can't have in an apartment. But I do need to make order here and continue on with my downsizing and purging and organizing. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.